When self-made millionaire Ethan Cross walked into that police academy, he thought he was there to inspire. He had no idea he was about to face the one woman who could bring him to his knees, the woman he destroyed 5 years ago when he chose his company over her heart. Standing on that stage, confident and polished, he froze the moment he saw Maya Brooks, now a respected instructor, watching him with eyes that remembered every broken promise. What began as public humiliation would become his last chance at redemption, but only if he was willing to trade his mansion for a mop, his pride for service, and his perfectly crafted image for the raw, messy truth. Some men chase success their whole lives, but Ethan was about to learn that real wealth is measured in second chances you don't deserve, but fight for anyway. If you've ever had to choose between what you want and who you love, or if you believe people can truly change, subscribe right now and comment where you're watching from, because this story is about to prove that sometimes losing everything is the only way to find what really matters. The leather seats of Ethan's silver Mercedes felt cool against his back as he pulled through the iron gates of the Georgia Police Academy. Morning sunlight glinted off the hood. He checked his reflection in the rearview mirror one last time. Hair perfect, tie straight, confident smile in place. He was ready. The speech notes sat on the passenger seat, dog-eared from practice runs. Harper had written most of it, but he'd added his own touches. Stories about building his company from nothing. Lessons about determination and hustle. The kind of stuff that played well with ambitious young people. This was supposed to be easy. A quick appearance. Shake some hands. Inspire some cadets. Rebuild his public image after that messy business deal last year. Harper called it reputation management. He called it checking a box. The parking lot stretched out before him, filled with plain sedans and pickup trucks. His Mercedes looked out of place, too shiny, too expensive. He didn't care, he'd earned every dollar. Chief Daniels waited by the main building, a broad-shouldered man with silver hair and kind eyes. His handshake was firm. "Mr. Cross, thank you for coming. Ethan, please." He flashed his practiced smile. "Happy to be here. The cadets are excited. We don't get many success stories like yours." The chief gestured toward the training yard. "Self-made millionaire by 30. That's impressive." Ethan followed him across the concrete, past groups of young people in training uniforms. They looked so serious, so focused. He remembered being that age, hungry for something more. "I had some luck," Ethan said, though he didn't really believe it. Luck was what unsuccessful people blamed. He'd worked 16-hour days for years, sacrificed everything, everything. The chief introduced him to several instructors. Sergeant Miles, a stocky man with a permanent scowl, barely shook his hand. Others were warmer, more welcoming. Ethan made mental notes of their names, the way Harper taught him. People liked it when you remembered. "Speech starts in 10 minutes, Chief Daniels said. "The auditorium is just through those doors. I'll introduce you." Ethan nodded. His heart beat steady and calm. He'd given dozens of speeches, TED Talks, business conferences, investor meetings. This was nothing. He stepped through the double doors into the dim hallway. The auditorium entrance glowed ahead, bright with stage lights. Voices echoed from inside. Young voices, eager, ready to be impressed. The chief's voice boomed through the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce today's guest speaker. At just 30 years old, he built a tech company worth millions. He started with nothing but a laptop and a dream. Please welcome Ethan Cross." Applause filled the air. Ethan straightened his tie and walked onto the stage. The lights hit him first. Bright and hot. He blinked, letting his eyes adjust. Rows of cadets filled the seats, at least 100 of them. They clapped politely. Some smiled, others looked skeptical. He opened his mouth to begin. "Thank you for—" Then he saw her, standing at the side of the stage, arms crossed, wearing an instructor's uniform with her name badge pinned to her chest, hair pulled back in a neat bun, dark eyes watching him with an expression he couldn't read. Maya. The words died in his throat. His carefully prepared speech vanished from his mind. All he could see was her, Maya Brooks, the woman he'd loved, the woman he'd lost, the woman he'd destroyed. She stood next to a young cadet, tall and confident-looking. The kid had that same hunger Ethan remembered from his own youth, but Ethan barely registered him. His entire world had narrowed to Maya's face. She didn't smile, didn't frown, just watched him with those steady, unreadable eyes. How long had they been standing there? Seconds? Minutes? The applause had faded. The cadets were waiting. Ethan's mouth felt dry. His hands trembled against the podium. He cleared his throat, looked down at his notes. The words blurred. "Thank you for having me here today." His voice came out wrong, shaky, uncertain, not the confident tone he'd practiced. Maya's expression didn't change. She might as well have been carved from stone. "I'm Ethan Cross and I—" He lost his place, found it again. "I started my company 5 years ago, in my apartment. Just me and a laptop." Someone in the third row coughed. The sound echoed in the silence. I worked really hard." His voice cracked. 16-hour days, sometimes 20. I gave up everything to make it work." He glanced at Maya again. Mistake. Her eyes held something now. Not anger, not sadness. Something worse, nothing. Like he didn't matter at all. The young cadet beside her leaned over and whispered something. She nodded slightly. Professional. Cool. Ethan's prepared speech about determination and success felt hollow in his mouth. What did these cadets care about his money? His mansion? His car? What had any of it mattered when he'd lost the only thing that was real? "You know what?" He set down his notes. "I'm sorry. I think I need to— I'm getting a call." He pulled out his phone. Blank screen. No call. But the lie gave him an exit. "I'm very sorry. This is urgent. I have to take this." He backed away from the podium. "Thank you for your time." The cadets sat in confused silence. Chief Daniels stood from his seat, concerned. Sergeant Miles shook his head with disgust, but Ethan only saw Maya. As he hurried off the stage, their eyes met for just a moment. 5 years collapsed into that single glance. All the love, all the pain, all the regret. Then he was through the stage door and into the hallway. The cool air hit his face. His heart hammered against his ribs. He leaned against the wall and closed his eyes. What were the chances? A police academy in Georgia. There were dozens of them, hundreds of instructors. What were the odds that she'd be here today watching him make a fool of himself? His phone buzzed. Real this time. Harper. "How'd it go?" Her voice was bright, cheerful. He couldn't form words. "Ethan? You okay?" "She's here." He pressed his palm against his forehead. "Maya. She works here. She was standing right there watching me." Silence on the line. Then, "Oh." I froze, Harper. Completely froze. I couldn't— He laughed, but it came out broken. "I couldn't even finish a simple speech." "Listen, just breathe. It's okay. You can—" "I left. Mid-speech. I just left." Harper sighed. "Okay, that's not ideal. But you can fix this. You're good at fixing things." Was he? He'd never fixed what happened with Maya, never even tried. Just threw himself into work and pretended the hole in his chest didn't exist. "This whole thing was supposed to help my image," he said. "Now I've probably made it worse." "Forget your image right now. What about Maya? Are you going to talk to her?" "I don't know." "Ethan, you've spent 5 years regretting what happened. Now she's right there. Don't waste this." He heard footsteps approaching, voices. The cadets were probably leaving the auditorium. He couldn't face them, not yet. "I have to go," he said. "Ethan, wait." He ended the call, pushed off the wall, started walking toward the exit. Maybe he could just leave, get in his car and drive away, pretend this never happened. "Nice speech, Mr. Cross." He stopped, turned. Maya stood 10 feet away, arms still crossed. She looked exactly the same. No, that wasn't true. She looked stronger, more sure of herself, like she'd built a life that didn't need him. "Maya, I really inspired the cadets." Her voice was flat, empty of emotion. "Very professional. I didn't know you worked here. Why would you?" She tilted her head. "We haven't spoken in 5 years." The hallway felt too small, too quiet. He wanted to say so many things. Apologize. Explain. Beg for another chance. "You look good," he said instead. Her laugh was sharp. "That's what you want to say right now?" "No, I mean, yes you do. But that's not—" He ran his hand through his hair. "I'm sorry about the speech. I wasn't expecting—" "To see me? Yeah, I got that." She uncrossed her arms, checked her watch. "I have a class to teach. Excuse me." She walked past him. He caught the faint scent of her perfume. Same one she used to wear. The memory hit him like a punch. "Maya, wait." She didn't stop, didn't even slow down. He watched her disappear around the corner. His heart felt heavy. His hands still trembled. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. None of this was supposed to happen. But Harper was right. Maya was here. After 5 years of wondering what ifs, he had a chance. Maybe his only chance. He just had to figure out what to do with it. The afternoon sun beat down on the training field. Ethan sat in his car, windows up, air conditioning on. He should leave, go back to Atlanta, back to his office and his meetings and his normal life. But he couldn't. Not yet. Through the windshield, he watched the cadets run drills. They moved in formation, precise and disciplined. Instructors shouted corrections. The whole scene looked like something from a movie. Then he saw Maya. She walked onto the field with that same confident stride. Cadets straightened when she passed. She stopped beside a group doing push-ups, correcting someone's form. Professional, competent, respected. A young man jogged over to her. Tall, white, maybe 20 years old. The same cadet who'd been standing with her during the speech. He said something that made her laugh. Actually laugh, her whole face lit up. Ethan's chest tightened. The young man touched her arm. Just a brief, friendly gesture. But Ethan saw it. The easy familiarity. The way Maya smiled at him. Was he her boyfriend? The thought made Ethan feel sick. The cadet was younger than her, much younger. But maybe that's what she wanted now. Someone without baggage, without a history of choosing business over love. Someone who wasn't him. Chief Daniels appeared at Ethan's window, tapping the glass. Ethan startled, then rolled it down. "You're still here," the chief said. Not a question, an observation. I needed a minute. Quite a speech back there." Ethan winced. "Yeah. I'm sorry about that. It won't reflect badly on the academy. I'll make sure. I'm not worried about that." The chief leaned against the car. "I'm worried about you. And Maya." So he knew. Of course he knew. Maya probably told him everything. Or maybe it was obvious from the way Ethan fell apart on stage. "We have history," Ethan said quietly. "I gathered." The chief nodded toward the field. "She's a good instructor. Best we have. The cadets respect her. She always was good at her job." Ethan watched her demonstrate a move, better than I ever gave her credit for. "That young man with her, Logan Reed, he's our most promising cadet, reminded me of myself at that age." The chief smiled. "Smart, driven, good heart." The words hit Ethan like ice water. Logan, her most promising cadet. Of course, someone like Maya would fall for someone promising. Someone with a future. Someone who wasn't a selfish workaholic who'd thrown away the best thing in his life. That's good," Ethan managed. "You thinking of staying for a while? We're here all week with this group." "I don't know. I probably shouldn't." "Well," the chief pushed off from the car. "Doors open if you change your mind. We could use someone with your experience. Business mind, leadership skills might do you good too." He walked away before Ethan could respond. Ethan sat in the silence of his car, watched Maya laugh with Logan again, watched the easy way they interacted. Teacher and student, or maybe more. He started the engine. He should go. This was torture. But as he put the car in reverse, he saw Maya glance toward the parking lot. Just for a second, her eyes found his car. Then she looked away, turned back to her cadets, like he wasn't even there. Ethan put the car back in park. He wasn't ready to leave. Not yet. The academy cafeteria smelled like institutional food and floor cleaner. Ethan sat alone at a corner table, pushing pasta around his plate. He didn't remember deciding to stay for dinner. His body just moved on autopilot. Walked from the parking lot to the building. Got in line. Got food. Now he sat here like an idiot, hoping for another glimpse of Maya. The cadets filled the other tables, laughing and talking. Young people with their whole lives ahead of them. Ethan felt ancient by comparison. Worn down. Used up. "Mind if I sit?" Ethan looked up. Logan stood there with a tray, smiling that open, friendly smile. Up close he looked even younger. Baby-faced. Earnest. "It's a free country," Ethan said. Logan sat down. "That speech today was intense. It was a disaster." "Nah, it was real." Logan took a bite of his burger. "Better than some polished corporate speech. You seemed human." "Human? Yeah. Broken was more like it." "I'm Logan, by the way. Logan Reed." "Ethan." They shook hands. Logan's grip was firm, confident. "I know who you are. Everyone does. Self-made millionaire. That's impressive." "It's just money." Logan laughed. "Must be nice to say that." Ethan didn't respond. He watched the doorway, waiting. "Looking for someone?" Logan asked. "No. No." But then Maya walked in. She moved through the line, getting a salad and water. Professional uniform still crisp despite the long day. She paid and turned to find a seat. Her eyes landed on Ethan. For just a moment, something flickered across her face. Then it was gone. She started to walk toward a table on the far side. Ethan stood up. He didn't plan it. His body just moved. "Maya." She stopped, turned slowly. "Yes?" The cafeteria seemed to quiet, or maybe that was just in his head. Logan watched with interest. "Can we talk?" "We are talking." I mean really talk about how you ran off stage today. Her voice stayed calm, level, but he heard the edge underneath. Or about how you haven't called in 5 years. Both. Neither. I don't know. He stepped closer. I didn't know you were here. If I'd known, you would have what? Prepared better? Brought a better speech? She set her tray down on a nearby table. Or would you have just avoided this place entirely? That's not fair. Fair? Her voice rose slightly, just enough that nearby cadets glanced over. You want to talk about fair? Logan stood up, uncertain. Instructor Brooks, you okay? I'm fine, Reed, thank you. But Ethan barely heard him. He could only see Maya, the woman he'd loved, the woman he'd hurt. Tayu moved on pretty easily, he said. The words came out before he could stop them. Bitter, jealous. Her eyes flashed. Excuse me? I saw you two, on the field, laughing, looking pretty cozy. Are you serious right now? She stepped closer, pointed at Logan. You think... I don't know what to think, but he's clearly important to you. Maya's laugh was sharp and humorless. You have no idea what you're talking about. Then tell me. I don't owe you anything, Ethan. You gave up that right when you chose your company over our future. The words hit like a slap, true and painful. That's not... You missed my graduation from the academy because of a meeting that could have been rescheduled. You missed my birthday, our anniversary, every important moment. I was building something. You were running away. From me, from us, from anything that required you to be vulnerable. Logan cleared his throat. I'm just going to... Logan is a cadet, Maya said, her voice sharp, clear. One of my students, that's it. The words sank in slowly. Ethan looked at Logan, really looked at him. Saw the instructor patch on Maya's uniform, saw the student badge on Logan's. He's not... No, Ethan. Maya's voice dropped, cold, final. He's not. Logan grabbed his tray. I'll just be over there. Way over there. He hurried off. Smart kid. Ethan felt his face burn. You didn't think. You never think. You just assume. She grabbed her tray. Just like you assumed your business was more important than everything else in your life. Maya, please, let me explain. There's nothing to explain. You made your choice 5 years ago. Now I've made mine. I'm happy here. I have a good life. And I don't need you coming back and messing it up. She walked away, left him standing there like a fool. Again. Ethan sank back into his chair. Around him, the cafeteria slowly returned to normal. Conversations resumed. Logan shot him a sympathetic look from across the room. He'd blown it. Completely. Accused her of something that wasn't even true. Let his jealousy take over. Some things never changed. That evening, Ethan sat in his hotel room and stared at his phone. Harper had called twice. He hadn't answered. What would he even say? Instead, he scrolled through old photos. Found one from 6 years ago, him and Maya at a carnival. She was laughing, cotton candy in her hand. He had his arm around her waist. They looked so young, so happy, so stupid. He'd thought he could have it all. The company, the success, the girl. But business took time. Late nights, weekends, constant attention. Maya had understood at first, supported him. But slowly the distance grew. The missed dates, the cancelled plans, the promises he couldn't keep. Then came the final straw. She'd asked him to meet her family, important family reunion, her grandmother's 80th birthday. Maya begged him to come. He'd said yes, promised he'd be there. Then an investor meeting came up, last minute, crucial for funding. He'd told Maya he couldn't make it just this once. He'd make the next one. She'd looked at him with those dark eyes, said, "There won't be a next one, Ethan." He thought she meant the reunion, didn't realize she meant them. 2 weeks later, she ended it. Clean break, no drama. Just packed her things and left. He'd let her go. Told himself it was for the best. He needed to focus on the business anyway. Now 5 years later, sitting in this empty hotel room, he knew the truth. He'd been a coward, too scared to love someone more than his work, too afraid of needing her more than she needed him. His phone buzzed. Harper again. This time he answered. "You alive?" she asked. "Barely." "That bad?" "Worse. I accused her of dating a 20-year-old cadet." Harper groaned. "Tell me you didn't." "I did. In front of half the cafeteria." "Ethan, what were you thinking?" "I wasn't. I just saw them together and my brain shut off." "What are you going to do?" "I don't know. She hates me, and I don't blame her. So fix it." "How?" "The way you fix everything else. With persistence and humility, lots of humility." Ethan closed his eyes. "I don't think flowers are going to cut it this time." "Then try something else. Something real. Something that shows you've changed." After they hung up, Ethan stared at the ceiling. Changed. Had he changed? Or was he still the same selfish workaholic who'd let Maya slip away? Only one way to find out. He pulled up a florist website, found the most expensive arrangement. Roses, lilies, the works. Added a note. "I'm sorry. For everything. Always, Ethan." He sent it to the academy with Maya's name. Then he sat back and waited. Not sure if he was hoping she'd call or hoping she wouldn't. The next morning, Ethan drove to the academy early. He didn't have a plan, just a vague sense that running away again would be the worst possible move. Chief Daniels met him in the parking lot. The man's expression was amused. "Morning, Mr. Cross." "Morning. I wanted to apologize for yesterday. The whole thing was messy." The chief smiled. "Life usually is. I made a fool of myself. You made a scene. There's a difference." He started walking toward the main building. "Maya's a good woman. Stronger than most people give her credit for." "I know, I always knew, I just didn't show it." "You could still show it if you wanted." They reached the main entrance. Through the glass doors, Ethan could see his flower arrangement sitting on a desk. Beautiful, expensive, untouched. "She didn't take them," he said quietly. "Nope, had them delivered to your car about an hour ago." "Of course she did. Why would flowers work? They never did anything wrong. Flowers couldn't make up for 5 years of absence." "Chief, can I ask you something?" "Shoot." "That offer you made yesterday, about staying for the week, volunteering, did you mean it?" The chief studied him for a long moment. "You planning on making another scene?" "No, I'm planning on showing up, doing the work, being present." Ethan met his eyes. "I know it won't fix everything. Maybe it won't fix anything. But I have to try." "Why?" "Because Maya deserves better than an apology from a distance, and because—" He paused. "Because I've spent 5 years running from this. I'm tired of running." Chief Daniels nodded slowly. "Okay, but you follow the rules. Respect the chain of command. And if Maya tells you to leave, you leave. Understood?" "Understood." "Good. Training starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Don't be late." He walked inside, leaving Ethan in the parking lot. Ethan looked at his car, at the flower arrangement in the back seat. Beautiful, expensive, meaningless. He pulled out his phone and texted Harper, "I'm staying for the week. Hold my calls." Her response came immediately. "Proud of you. Don't screw this up." He wouldn't. Not this time. This time he'd do whatever it took to prove he'd changed, even if Maya never forgave him. Even if this whole thing blew up in his face, at least he'd know he tried. At least he'd know he showed up. The alarm went off at 5:30 in the morning. Ethan groaned and rolled over. Every muscle in his body ached. 3 days of training drills had turned him into one giant bruise. But he got up anyway, showered, dressed in the plain grey workout clothes Chief Daniels had provided, stared at himself in the mirror. He looked tired, rough, nothing like the polished businessman who'd walked onto that stage last week. Good. The training field was already busy when he arrived. Cadets stretched and jogged. Instructors barked orders. The sun barely peeked over the horizon, painting everything orange and gold. Maya stood near the obstacle course. She wore athletic gear, hair pulled back tight. She glanced at him once, then looked away. Like he was just another volunteer, nobody special. That hurt more than the physical training. "Cross!" Sergeant Miles shouted. "You're with Group C, obstacle course. Try not to embarrass yourself." Ethan jogged over to the group. Logan was there, grinning. "Morning, Mr. Cross." "Just Ethan is fine. How you feeling?" "Like I got hit by a truck." Logan laughed. "Wait till day 5. It gets worse." They started the course, climbing walls, crawling under nets, jumping over barriers. Ethan's lungs burned. His hands slipped on the ropes. He fell twice, got up both times. The cadets passed him easily, even the smaller ones. Even the ones who looked like they'd never seen a gym. Humbling didn't begin to cover it. "Come on, old man," one cadet called out, teasing. "I'm 30, Ethan shouted back. "Exactly." He couldn't help but laugh, even though his legs screamed, even though sweat poured into his eyes. When he finally finished, dead last, the group cheered anyway. Logan helped him up. "Not bad for a desk worker," Logan said. "That was awful. But you finished. That's what matters." Ethan glanced across the field. Maya watched from a distance. Their eyes met for just a second. Then she turned away. But something in her expression had shifted, softened, just a fraction. Maybe she was surprised he'd shown up. Maybe she expected him to quit after day 1. He wouldn't give her that satisfaction. That night, a power outage hit the academy. The lights flickered once, twice, then died completely. Emergency generators kicked in for the dorms and main areas. but some hallways stayed dark. Ethan had been working late in the volunteer office, organizing supply inventories. Boring work. The kind of thing he'd normally delegate to an assistant, but there were no assistants here. Just him and a clipboard and boxes of equipment. He grabbed his phone for light and headed toward the exit. The hallway stretched ahead, dark and empty. Then he heard footsteps. Maya appeared around the corner, also using her phone as a flashlight. She stopped when she saw him. For a moment, neither spoke. "Power's out," she said finally. "Yeah, I noticed. Generator should kick in soon." "Probably." Silence. Awkward and heavy. Maya sighed. "Look, we can't keep doing this." "Doing what?" "Pretending the other doesn't exist. It's childish, and the cadets are starting to notice." "I'm not pretending you don't exist. I'm very aware you exist." "Ethan, I'm trying to give you space, Maya. That's what you wanted, right?" She crossed her arms. "What I want is for things to be normal, professional. Can we do that?" "I don't know. Can we?" The emergency lights flickered, came on dim and yellow, just enough to see by. Maya's face looked tired in the weak light. Beautiful but tired. "I'm glad you stayed," she said quietly. "For the week, I mean. The cadets like you. Even though I'm terrible at the obstacle course." A small smile. "Especially because of that. Shows them success doesn't mean being perfect at everything." "I'm definitely not perfect." "No, you're not." The words should have stung. Instead, they felt honest, real. "I missed you," Ethan said. "Every day for 5 years. I missed you." Maya's smile faded. Don't what? Tell the truth? Don't make this harder than it needs to be." "It's already hard, Maya. Seeing you every day, knowing I destroyed what we had. You didn't destroy it alone. I let you. I waited around hoping you'd change, hoping you'd choose me." She leaned against the wall. "I was so stupid." "You weren't stupid. You were patient. Too patient. I took advantage of that." "Yes, you did." The hallway felt smaller, closer. Ethan took a step toward her. "If I could go back—" "But you can't. That's the thing about time. It only moves forward." "Then let me move forward now. Different. Better." Maya looked at him, really looked at him. Her eyes searched his face like she was trying to find something. Proof, evidence that he meant it. "I almost got married," she said suddenly. The words hit him like cold water. "What?" 2 years ago. Nice guy, firefighter. He proposed on my birthday." Ethan's chest tightened. And I said yes. Wore the ring for 3 weeks. Planned the whole thing." She looked down at her hands. "Then I gave it back." "Why?" "Because every time I looked at him, I saw you. Every time he told me he loved me, I heard your voice." Her laugh was bitter. "Because I still loved you, even after everything, I still loved you." The confession hung in the air between them. Heavy. Important. "Maya, I'm not telling you this to give you hope. I'm telling you this so you understand. You didn't just break my heart. You ruined me for anyone else. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix it. I know, but I'm still sorry. For all of it. For being selfish. For choosing wrong. For hurting you." The lights flickered again. Steadied. Maya pushed off from the wall. "I need to check on the cadets." "Okay." She started to walk past him. Ethan caught her arm gently. She stopped, but didn't pull away. "What?" she asked. "Thank you for telling me. About the engagement. About everything." She looked at where his hand touched her arm. He let go immediately. "Some storms never really pass, Ethan. Then I'll wait for this one to clear." Something flickered in her eyes. Surprise, maybe hope. She opened her mouth to respond. Then Logan's voice echoed down the hallway. "Instructor Brooks, the generator's acting weird." Maya stepped back. "Coming, Reed." She walked away quickly. Ethan watched her go. His hand still tingled where he'd touched her arm. Progress, maybe. Or maybe just wishful thinking. Either way, he wasn't giving up. The next morning, Ethan found Logan struggling with push-ups. The kid's form was wrong, arms too wide, back arched. "Hey," Ethan said, "mind if I help?" Logan collapsed onto the ground, breathing hard. "Please, I'm dying here." Ethan crouched down. "You're putting too much stress on your shoulders. Tuck your elbows. Like this," he demonstrated. "See? More control? Less strain." Logan tried again. Better this time. "Where'd you learn that?" Logan asked. "Used to work out a lot before I got lazy and rich." Logan laughed. "Must be nice, being rich, I mean." "It's overrated," says the guy with a mansion. "A mansion is just a big empty house when you're alone." Something in Ethan's tone made Logan stop. The kid sat up, studying him. "Is that why you're here? Because you're lonely?" "I'm here because I screwed up 5 years ago, and I'm trying to fix it." Instructor Brooks. Yeah, I figured. Logan grabbed his water bottle. She's amazing, you know, best instructor here, everyone respects her. I know, I always knew. Then why'd you let her go? The question was direct, honest, no judgment, just curiosity. Because I thought my company was more important. I thought I could have both. But I was wrong. You can't build something real if you're never actually there. Logan nodded slowly. My dad was like that. Always working, always busy. Then my mum left. Took my sister. Now he sits in that big house alone, wondering what happened. I'm sorry. Don't be. Taught me what not to do. Logan stood up. If I ever find someone like Instructor Brooks, I'm not letting work get in the way. Smart kid. I try. They finished the workout together. By the end, Ethan felt like he might actually survive the week. His body was adjusting, getting stronger. From across the field, he saw Maya watching them. She caught his eye, almost smiled, then turned away. But she'd almost smiled. That was something. That evening, Chief Daniels asked Ethan to give another speech. Smaller group this time. Just the cadets in Maya's unit. Voluntary attendance. I don't think, Ethan started. They want to hear from you, the chief interrupted. Real talk. Not that polished corporate stuff, just you. Honest. So Ethan stood in the common room that night. 20 cadets sat on chairs and couches. Maya stood in the back, arms crossed, watching, evaluating. No podium this time, no notes. Just him and his truth. I failed, he started. Simple, direct. 5 years ago, I had everything I wanted. A woman I loved. A company I built from nothing. A future that looked perfect. The room was silent. But I was terrified. Terrified of needing someone. Terrified of being vulnerable. So I hid in my work. Convinced myself that success meant long hours and sacrifice. That love could wait. He looked at Maya. She didn't look away. I lost her. Because I was too proud to admit I needed help. Too scared to admit that maybe money and success weren't everything. Logan leaned forward, listening intently. You're all here because you want to serve, to protect people. That takes courage. But real courage isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's admitting when you're wrong. It's choosing people over pride. He paused, gathered his thoughts. I'm not standing here as a success story. I'm standing here as a warning. Don't make my mistakes. Don't let fear keep you from what matters. Because at the end of the day, your bank account can't hold your hand. Your mansion can't tell you it's proud of you. Success means nothing if you have no one to share it with. Silence. Then one cadet started clapping, then another. Soon the whole room applauded, but Ethan only watched Maya. Her expression had softened. Her eyes were bright. She uncrossed her arms. When the room cleared, she approached him slowly. That was real, she said quietly. Yeah, it was. First time you've been real in a long time. I'm trying to be better, to be honest. It shows. They stood there, close but not touching. The air between them felt charged, different than before. Maya, don't, not yet. I need time to think. Okay, she left him there. But this time she looked back, just once, and that look held something new, something like possibility. The next day, Chief Daniels assigned Maya and Ethan to review cadet reports together. Performance evaluations, paperwork, boring administrative stuff. They sat at a table in the office, files spread between them. At first, the silence was awkward, forced. Then Maya made a comment about Logan's handwriting. Looks like a drunk spider fell in ink. Ethan laughed. That's generous. I was thinking more like a seizure. Ethan. What? I'm agreeing with you. She tried not to smile. Failed. You're terrible. I'm honest. They worked through the files. Slowly the old rhythm returned. The easy banter. The shared jokes. Little comments that only they would understand. Maya reached for a folder. Ethan reached for it at the same time. Their hands touched. Both froze. Neither pulled away immediately. Sorry, Maya said. No, The folder slipped. Papers scattered across the table. They both reached to gather them. Maya picked up a photo that had fallen from Ethan's folder. Her photo, from 6 years ago. The carnival, cotton candy and laughter. She stared at it. You kept this? Yeah. Why? Because it reminds me of when I was happy. Really happy. Maya set the photo down carefully. You should throw it away. I can't. Why not? Because some memories are worth keeping, even if they hurt. She looked at him, really looked at him. Her eyes were soft, uncertain. I hate you, she whispered. But there was no anger in it, just pain. I know. You ruined everything. I know. I should make you leave. Tell Chief Daniels this isn't working. You should. But I can't. Her voice broke slightly. Because part of me wants you here, and I hate that too. Ethan reached across the table, took her hand. She let him. I'm not asking you to forgive me, he said. I'm just asking you to let me try to show you I've changed. What if you haven't? What if you're still that same person? Then you tell me to leave, and I will, but give me the chance to prove it. Rain started falling outside. Soft at first, then harder. The sound filled the silence between them. Maya squeezed his hand once, then let go. Okay, she said quietly. You get your chance. But Ethan, don't waste it. I won't. I promise. They went back to the paperwork, but everything felt different now. Warmer, closer, like maybe, just maybe, they were finding their way back to something real. The storm hit that night without warning. Lightning cracked across the sky. Thunder shook the buildings. Rain pounded the windows like fists. The power went out again, this time for good. Chief Daniels gathered everyone in the main gym, safest place during the storm. They brought blankets and emergency lanterns, made it feel almost cozy despite the chaos outside. Cadets huddled in groups telling stories, playing cards by lantern light, making the best of it. Ethan sat with Logan and a few others. Maya was across the room with the other instructors, but he felt her presence. Always aware of where she was. This is kind of fun, Logan said. Like camping. Camping with 100 people, another cadet added. Still counts. The storm raged louder. Someone suggested ghost stories. The mood shifted, got playful, lighter. Ethan found himself laughing at a story about a haunted police station, the cadet telling it was animated, making ghost sounds and waving his arms. He glanced across the room. Maya was watching him, smiling. A real smile. The first real smile she'd given him since he arrived. His heart did something weird, flipped over, reminded him what it felt like to be seen by her. As the night wore on, people started falling asleep. The stories quieted. The gym filled with soft breathing and the sound of rain. Ethan found a spot near the wall, pulled a blanket over himself, tried to sleep. Then he felt someone sit down nearby. Maya. She didn't say anything, just sat there, wrapped in her own blanket. Close enough to feel her warmth, far enough to keep distance. Can't sleep, he whispered. Too much on my mind. Want to talk about it? Not really. They sat in comfortable silence. The storm continued its assault, but here, in this gym full of sleeping people, everything felt calm, safe. Thank you, Maya said quietly. For what? For staying, for trying, for being different. I'm not sure I'm that different yet. You're trying. That's more than you did before. Ethan shifted, pulled his jacket off, reached over and draped it across Maya's shoulders. She looked at him, surprised. You're cold, he said simply. I have a blanket. Now you have both. She didn't take it off, just pulled it closer. The jacket still held his warmth. Ethan? Yeah? If we tried again, someday, what would be different? The question hung in the air, heavy with possibility. Everything, he said. I'd be present, actually present. Not just physically there, but mentally. Emotionally, I'd choose you every time. You say that now. I know, and I'll keep saying it. And more importantly, I'll show it. Every single day. Maya turned to look at him. The lantern light caught her face, made her eyes shine. I want to believe you. Then believe me. She reached out, touched his hand, just her fingers against his. A connection, fragile but real. Then she pulled back. I need more time. I'll wait, however long it takes. She nodded, adjusted his jacket around her shoulders, settled back against the wall. They sat there in the dark, not touching but close. The storm raged outside, but inside something gentle was growing, something that felt like hope. Morning came too fast. The storm had passed. Power returned. Everyone stumbled out of the gym, tired and rumpled, but the mood was good, light. The shared experience had brought everyone closer. Ethan headed to breakfast with Logan. They were laughing about something stupid when Ethan noticed the whispers, cadets looking at him, then at Maya, then whispering to each other. What's going on? He asked Logan. Logan shifted uncomfortably. People saw you two last night, sitting together, talking. So, people are wondering if there's something going on between you and Instructor Brooks. Ethan's stomach dropped. We were just talking. I know that, but not everyone does. Logan lowered his voice. Sergeant Miles already made a comment to Chief Daniels. Something about inappropriate relationships and setting a bad example. This was bad, really bad. Maya could get in trouble. Her reputation, her career, everything she'd worked for could be damaged by rumors because of him. Again. He saw Maya across the cafeteria. Sergeant Miles was talking to her. Her face was tight, stressed. Ethan started toward them. Logan grabbed his arm. Don't. You'll make it worse. I can't just... Trust me. Let her handle it. But Ethan couldn't stand there and do nothing. He'd caused this. He had to fix it. Later that afternoon, Maya received a formal notice. She had to appear before the Academy Review Board. Question of inappropriate conduct and preferential treatment toward a volunteer. Ethan found out from Chief Daniels. The old man looked tired, sad. It's just a formality, the chief said. But Miles is pushing it. He's always been... He trailed off. Jealous? Ethan finished. Protective of standards, in his own way. This is my fault. It's nobody's fault, but Ethan, you need to think carefully about what happens next. Ethan knew what he had to do. He found Maya in her office. She looked up, and her face was a storm. Don't, she said immediately. Don't you dare say you're sorry. But I am. Your being sorry doesn't help me. She stood up. Do you know what this could do to my career? I worked so hard to get here, to earn respect, to build something real. And now it's all falling apart because you decided to come back into my life. Then I'll leave. What? I'll leave, right now. I'll tell the board this was all me, that I pursued you, that you maintained professional boundaries. Ethan, your career is more important than whatever this is between us. I won't let you lose everything because of me. Not again. Maya's eyes filled with tears. You don't get it. I don't want you to leave. That's the problem. Even though you're destroying everything I've built, I still want you here. Maya, just go, Ethan, please, before this gets any worse. I can fix this. Let me... You can't fix everything. Sometimes things just break and stay broken. The words hit him hard, true and painful. He nodded slowly. Okay, I'll go. He walked out of her office, down the hallway, out to the parking lot. Rain started falling again. Fitting. He got in his car, started the engine, but couldn't make himself drive away. Harper was right. He couldn't fix everything, but he could take responsibility for the damage he'd caused. He pulled out his phone and called Chief Daniels. I need you to tell the board something, Ethan said. Tell them Maya Brooks did nothing wrong. Tell them I pursued her inappropriately. Tell them she maintained professional standards the entire time. And tell them I'm leaving immediately to prevent any further problems. Ethan, please, this is the least I can do. The only thing I can do, Chief Daniels sighed. You're a good man, just took you a while to figure it out. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just finally doing what I should have done years ago, putting her first. He ended the call, sat in the rain, stared at the academy buildings. This was it. The end of his second chance, the end of trying to fix what he'd broken. But at least Maya would be safe. Her career would survive. She'd move on without him again, just like she should have done 5 years ago. He put the car in gear and drove away. The academy disappeared in his rearview mirror, along with any hope he'd been carrying. Some storms really do pass. They just leave destruction in their wake. 2 days passed. Empty days. Ethan sat in his mansion and stared at walls. Harper visited once, but he sent her away. He didn't want company, didn't want conversation. He just wanted the hollow feeling in his chest to stop. His phone buzzed constantly. Work emails, business calls, people needing decisions. He ignored all of it. For the first time in his life, work felt meaningless. On the third morning, he woke up early. Couldn't sleep anyway. He drove without thinking. Just let his hands guide the wheel. He ended up at the academy gates. Stupid. He'd left for a reason. To protect Maya. To give her back her career and her reputation. But he couldn't stay away. He parked outside the gates, watched the sunrise paint the buildings gold, watched cadets start their morning runs, watched instructors arrive for duty. Then he saw Chief Daniels walking across the parking lot. The old man spotted him, walked over, tapped on the window. Ethan rolled it down. I know, I shouldn't be here. You're right, you shouldn't. The chief leaned against the car. But since you are, might as well come inside. Chief, I don't think... Maya's hearing is today. 3 o'clock. Board review. Ethan's stomach twisted. Will she be okay? Depends. Miles is still pushing for reprimand. But your statement helped. Cleared her of most accusations. Good. That's good. You could do more. How? Come work. Maintenance. Cleanup. Show the board you're willing to serve without recognition. Show them Maya had nothing to do with preferential treatment. Chief Daniels straightened. It won't fix everything, but it might tip the scales. Ethan looked at the academy. At the place Maya loved. The place she'd built her life. I'll do it. No fancy car, no expensive clothes, just work. Understood. The chief nodded. Good. Start with the training yard. Needs sweeping. Brooms in the shed. Maya arrived early, stomach churning. The hearing was in 6 hours. 6 hours to decide if her career survived. She'd barely slept. Kept replaying everything. The night in the gym, the whispers, the confrontation with Ethan, his face when she told him to leave. She hated herself for that, for pushing him away again. But what choice did she have? Her career was on the line. Everything she'd worked for. She walked toward her office, head down, trying not to make eye contact with anyone. Then she saw him, Ethan, in the training yard, wearing plain jeans and a grey t-shirt, sweeping the concrete with a push broom. She stopped, stared. He didn't notice her, just kept working, pushing debris into a pile. His movements were steady, focused, like this was the most important job in the world. What's he doing here? Sergeant Miles appeared beside her, frowning. I don't know. Thought he left. He did. They watched Ethan work. He finished sweeping, grabbed a trash bag, started picking up litter around the bleachers. Miles grunted. Guess money can't buy pride. Man's doing grunt work. He walked away. Maya stood frozen. Why was Ethan here? Why was he doing this? She wanted to march over there, demand answers, tell him to leave before he made things worse. But something stopped her. The way he moved, careful, deliberate, like he wanted to be here, like this mattered to him. She turned and went to her office, but she couldn't focus, kept looking out the window at the training yard, at Ethan. Over the next few hours, Ethan worked. He cleaned equipment, washed training mats, organized storage closets, whatever Chief Daniels asked him to do. His hands got dirty, his shirt got sweaty, his back ached. He loved it. This was real, tangible. Not like the abstract success of running a company. This was actual service, helping, contributing. Logan found him around lunchtime. The kid looked confused. Mr. Cross? What are you doing? Helping out. But why? Because I need to. Ethan stacked another mat. Because Maya deserves better than what I gave her. She has her hearing today. I know. Logan shifted his weight, uncomfortable. Everyone's talking about it. Most people think she'll be fine. But Miles wants her punished. Yeah. Ethan set down the mat, wiped sweat from his forehead. Can I ask you something? Sure. What made you want to be a cop? Logan thought about it. My dad. He was always working, always chasing something bigger, better. Left my mum crying at the dinner table more nights than I can count. He looked at the ground. I want to be different. I want to serve people. Be present. Matter in ways that aren't about money. The words hit Ethan hard. This kid was everything Ethan should have been. Focused on what mattered. On people instead of profits. You're going to be great, Ethan said quietly. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thanks. Logan hesitated. For what it's worth? I think you're changing, I see it. Maybe Instructor Brooks will too. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just too late. My mom used to say it's never too late until you're dead. And you're not dead. Ethan laughed, despite everything. Wise woman. Yeah, she was. Logan left to get lunch. Ethan went back to work. The physical labor felt good. Cleansing. Like maybe if he worked hard enough, he could sweat out all his mistakes. 3 o'clock came too fast. Maya sat outside the boardroom, hands shaking. Chief Daniels sat beside her. Silent support. It'll be fine, he said. Your record is spotless. This is just procedure. Miles has been here longer, has more influence. Miles is scared. Of what? Of things changing. Of people like you showing him up. The chief smiled. You're a better instructor than he'll ever be. That terates him. The door opened. A stern-looking woman gestured them inside. Maya's heart pounded. This was it. The board consisted of 3 people. 2 she didn't know. One was the academy director, a calm man named Patterson. Sergeant Miles sat off to the side. Smug. Instructor Brooks. Director Patterson folded his hands. Thank you for coming. Please, sit. Maya sat, trying to keep her hands still. We've reviewed the complaint filed by Sergeant Miles. Allegations of inappropriate conduct with volunteer Ethan Cross. Preferential treatment. Unprofessional behavior. Patterson looked at her. What do you have to say? Maya took a breath. Sir, I maintained professional boundaries at all times. Mr. Cross and I have history, but I never let that interfere with my duties. You were seen sitting close with him during the storm, Miles interjected. Multiple cadets reported it. We were in a gym with 100 other people. Everyone sat near someone, but you chose to sit near him specifically. I sat near an empty wall. He happened to be nearby. Patterson held up a hand. Sergeant Miles, let her finish. Miles sat back, jaw tight. Mr. Cross volunteered to help for a week, Maya continued. I treated him like any other volunteer. No special treatment, no favoritism. If my conduct was inappropriate, I apologize. But I did nothing wrong. Patterson nodded, looked at his notes. We also have a statement from Mr. Cross, quite detailed. He claims full responsibility for any appearance of impropriety, says you maintained professional standards throughout, refused his advances, made it clear nothing would happen between you. Maya blinked. He said that? Yes. He was very clear. Said if anyone should be reprimanded, it's him, not you. Something warm bloomed in Maya's chest. Ethan had protected her, taken the blame, even though it meant admitting he'd failed, even though it meant humiliation. Additionally, Patterson continued, Mr. Cross requested permission to volunteer for maintenance work. No interaction with cadets, no visible presence, just service. We granted that request 3 days ago. What? Maya's voice came out barely a whisper. He's been here since dawn each day, cleaning, organizing, whatever we ask. Won't even accept lunch, brings his own. Patterson smiled slightly. I've seen a lot of people try to buy their way out of mistakes. This is the first time I've seen someone try to work their way out. Miles shifted uncomfortably. Still doesn't change. It changes everything, Sergeant. Patterson's voice was firm. The complaint was about favoritism and inappropriate conduct. We have no evidence of either. What we do have is a volunteer who's taken full responsibility and an instructor who's maintained impeccable standards. Case closed. Maya felt tears prick her eyes. So, no reprimand, no mark on your record. You're cleared, Instructor Brooks. Relief crashed over her like a wave. Thank you, sir. Thank Mr. Cross. His statement made our decision easy. Patterson stood. You're dismissed. Maya walked out in a daze. Chief Daniels followed, grinning. Told you it'd be fine. He came back, Maya whispered. He came back and took the blame. He did more than that. Come on, I'll show you. Chief Daniels led her to the maintenance shed. Through the window she could see Ethan. He was organizing tools, hanging them on pegboards with careful precision. He's been doing this for 3 days? Maya asked. Every morning, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Won't take breaks, won't accept pay. The chief shook his head. Man's trying to earn something money can't buy. What's that? Redemption. Maya watched Ethan work. His movements were tired, slow, but determined. He glanced up, saw her through the window. Their eyes met. Maya's breath caught. She saw everything in that look. Regret, hope, love. So much love it hurt. Ethan looked away first, went back to work, like he didn't deserve to look at her. Go talk to him, Chief Daniels said gently. I don't know what to say. Start with thank you, go from there. The chief left. Maya stood alone outside the shed. Her heart hammered. Her hands shook. She opened the door. Ethan turned. Surprise flickered across his face. Maya. Hi. Silence. Awkward. Heavy. I heard about your hearing, he said finally. Are you okay? I'm cleared. No reprimand. Good. That's really good. Because of you. He shook his head. Because you did nothing wrong. I just told the truth. You came back. Yeah. Why? Ethan set down the hammer he'd been holding, wiped his hands on his jeans. Because leaving was the coward's way out. Again, I've been running from consequences my whole life. From you. From responsibility. From anything that required me to be vulnerable. He met her eyes. I'm done running. So you're, what? Organizing tools? Sweeping floors? I'm showing up, being present, serving without recognition. He gestured around the shed. This isn't glamorous, it's not impressive, but it's real and it's for you. Ethan, I love you, Maya. I never stopped. And I know I don't deserve another chance. I know I hurt you, betrayed your trust, chose everything wrong. His voice cracked. But I'd rather be nobody beside you than somebody without you. So if all I can do is organize tools in your honor, then that's what I'll do. Tears streamed down Maya's face. You're an idiot. I know. A selfish, workaholic, emotionally stunted idiot. I know that too. And you destroyed me 5 years ago. Completely destroyed me. I'm so sorry. Maya walked toward him. Slow steps, closing the distance between them. But you came back, she whispered. You came back and you stayed, and you chose me, even when it meant humiliation, even when it cost you your pride. I'd give up everything for you. I believe you. She reached up, touched his face. He leaned into her hand like a man starving for touch. I love you too, she said. God help me, I love you too. Then she kissed him. Soft at first, gentle. 5 years of pain and longing melting into something warm, something real. Ethan's arms wrapped around her, pulled her close. The kiss deepened, became urgent, desperate. All the words they couldn't say pouring into this moment. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathing hard. Ethan rested his forehead against hers. "I'm not going anywhere," he whispered. "Not this time. Not ever. Promise?" "I promise." They stood there holding each other. The shed smelled like oil and dust, the most unromantic place in the world. But to Maya, it felt perfect. 3 weeks later, graduation day arrived. The auditorium was packed. Families, friends, academy staff, everyone dressed in their best. Maya sat with the other instructors, watching her cadets prepare to receive their badges. Pride swelled in her chest. They'd worked so hard, grown so much. Logan especially. He'd transformed from an eager kid into a confident young officer, ready to serve, ready to lead. Ethan sat in the back row. He'd insisted, didn't want to take attention from the cadets, but Maya had spotted him immediately. Their eyes met across the room. He smiled. She smiled back. Chief Daniels gave the opening remarks, talked about service and sacrifice, about choosing something bigger than yourself. Then it was time for the student speaker. Logan walked to the podium, nervous but determined. "Thank you all for being here today," he started. His voice was steady, strong. "I came to this academy thinking I knew what it meant to serve. I was wrong." The crowd listened intently. Service isn't about glory. It's not about recognition or praise. It's about showing up every single day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Logan glanced at the instructors, at Maya. "Instructor Brooks taught me that. She showed me what real strength looks like. Not physical strength, emotional strength, the kind that lets you forgive, that lets you trust again after being hurt." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "But someone else taught me something too." Logan looked toward the back, at Ethan. "He taught me that it's never too late to change, never too late to admit you were wrong and try to do better. He taught me that humility isn't weakness. It's the bravest thing you can do." People turned to look at Ethan. Whispers rippled through the crowd, but they weren't judgmental. They were curious, respectful. So, as we graduate today and start our careers, I want to remember both lessons. Serve with strength, change with humility, show up for the people we love. Logan smiled. "Thank you, Instructor Brooks. Thank you, Mr. Cross. And thank you to everyone who believed in us." Applause filled the auditorium. Maya wiped her eyes. Chief Daniels was grinning. The ceremony continued. Badges were distributed. Names were called. Families cheered. When it ended, Maya stood with the other instructors, accepting congratulations, hugging cadets, taking photos. Then she saw Ethan, still in the back, waiting patiently. She excused herself, walked straight to him. The room was still full of people, her colleagues, her cadets, families, everyone watching. She didn't care. She took his hand. Gasps and whispers rippled through the crowd. But Maya didn't let go, just held Ethan's hand tight, in front of everyone. "Maya," Ethan whispered, "you don't have to." "Yes, I do." She squeezed his hand. "I'm done hiding, done pretending, done caring what people think." His eyes shone. "You're sure?" "I'm sure." Chief Daniels approached, grinning wide. "Well, this is interesting." "Sir, I can explain." "No need, I've got eyes. I'm old, not blind." He clapped Ethan on the shoulder. "You did good, son. Real good." Other instructors came over, curious, some skeptical, but most smiling. Sergeant Miles watched from across the room. He didn't look happy, but he didn't look angry either. Just resigned, like he finally understood he'd lost this battle. Logan pushed through the crowd. "Instructor Brooks, Mr. Cross." He was beaming. "Does this mean—" "It means we're trying," Maya said. "For real this time." "That's awesome." Logan hugged them both. "I'm so happy for you guys." More cadets came over, offering congratulations, sharing genuine joy. Ethan leaned close to Maya. "You're not worried about your reputation?" "My reputation is fine. I did nothing wrong, and neither did you. Not anymore." She smiled up at him. "Besides, some things are worth the risk." "Like what?" "Like love. Like second chances. Like building something real with someone who finally showed up." Ethan pulled her closer, right there in front of everyone. "This time I'm staying." "You better." A week later, they walked through the academy grounds together. The evening air was cool, peaceful. Things had settled. The gossip had faded. People accepted them as a couple. Even Sergeant Miles had grudgingly congratulated Maya on her relationship. I can't believe this is real, Maya said. After everything, after 5 years. We're actually here. Believe it. Ethan laced his fingers through hers. I'm not going anywhere. What about your company, your work? I hired a managing director, someone to handle day-to-day operations. I'll stay involved, but not like before. Not 16-hour days, not missing important moments. Ethan, you don't have to. Yes, I do. My company doesn't need me every second, but you do. And I need you, more than any business, more than any success. They stopped walking. Maya turned to face him. What happens now, she asked. Whatever we want. We build something steady, something balanced. We actually communicate. We prioritize each other. That simple, and that hard. He tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. But I'm ready. For the work, for the vulnerability, for all of it. Maya stood on her toes, kissed him softly. Me too. They continued walking, past the training fields, past the buildings, through the memories of where they'd fallen apart, and somehow found each other again. Have dinner with me, Ethan said. At your place. No fancy restaurants, no security, no assistance, just us. Maya laughed. Just us? You sure you can handle that? With you? I can handle anything. That evening, Maya's apartment felt warm, cozy, nothing like Ethan's cold mansion. She cooked pasta while he set the table. Simple, domestic, perfect. Jazz played softly from her speaker, the kind of music they used to listen to years ago. Remember our first date? Maya asked, stirring sauce. The movie theater. You laughed at all the wrong parts. Because the movie was terrible. It was a drama. A badly acted drama. Ethan grinned. We left halfway through. Got ice cream instead. Best decision we ever made. They sat down to eat. The pasta was simple, but good. The conversation flowed easily, like no time had passed, like they'd never been apart, except they had. And that made this moment even more precious. I was so stubborn, Maya said. Back then, I waited around hoping you'd change, never spoke up, never demanded better. I was worse. I knew I was hurting you and kept doing it anyway. Told myself it was for our future, but really I was just scared. Of what? Of needing you. Of admitting I couldn't do everything alone. He reached across the table, took her hand. I'm not scared anymore. Good, because I need you too. And I'm not afraid to say it. Rain started falling outside, soft and steady, just like that night in the gym. Ethan stood, held out his hand. Dance with me. There's barely any room. Don't need room. Just need you. Maya took his hand. Let him pull her close. They swayed slowly in the small kitchen. Her head rested on his chest, his arms wrapped around her. This is nice, she whispered. Yeah, it is. No mansion, no expensive car, no fancy dinner. Just us, finally. They danced in the dim light, rain tapping against the windows, music playing softly. Two people who'd lost each other and somehow, miraculously, found their way back. I'm going to marry you someday, Ethan said quietly. If you'll have me. Not now, not rushed, but someday. When you're ready, when you trust that I've really changed. Maya pulled back to look at him. Ethan, I'm not asking now. I'm just telling you, so you know, so you understand how serious I am. His eyes were steady. Sure, you're it for me, Maya. Always were, always will be. Tears slipped down her cheeks. You can't just say things like that. Why not? It's true. Because it makes me want to say yes right now. And we should wait. Do this right. Then we'll wait. However long you need. She kissed him, long and slow, pouring everything she felt into that kiss. All the love, all the hope, all the belief that this time they'd get it right. When they pulled apart, both were smiling. Second chances, Maya said. That finally makes sense, Ethan finished. They settled on her couch, curled together, rain falling steadily outside, creating a peaceful rhythm. Stay tonight, Maya said. Just sleep. Just be here. Okay. And tomorrow? Tomorrow we start building our life. For real. Together. Maya rested her head on his shoulder, felt his heartbeat, steady and strong. After 5 years of storms, the peace felt almost strange, but good. So good. I love you, she whispered. I love you too. Outside, the rain washed everything clean. Inside, two people who'd almost lost each other held tight and didn't let go. Some storms pass, some leave destruction, but some, if you're very lucky, leave something beautiful in their wake, something worth fighting for, something worth keeping, something called home. 3 months passed like a gentle dream. Ethan moved out of his mansion. Not immediately. not dramatically, but slowly, deliberately. He sold most of his furniture, donated his designer suits, kept only what mattered. He found an apartment 20 minutes from the academy. Small, simple, nothing like his old life. Maya helped him move in. She stood in the empty living room, hands on her hips, surveying the space. "It's so normal," she said. "Is that bad?" "It's perfect." They spent the day unpacking, making the apartment feel like home. Maya brought plants. Ethan hung pictures, simple ones, of them together, of moments that mattered. "What about this?" Maya held up the old carnival photo, the one he'd kept all these years. "Living room, center wall. You sure? It's kind of embarrassing. Look at my hair. Your hair was beautiful. You were beautiful." He took the photo, studied it. "This reminds me of who we were before I messed everything up. We're not those people anymore. No, we're better." He hung the photo carefully, stepped back. Maya wrapped her arms around him from behind. "I like this," she said. "Us, here, building something real." "Me too." His phone buzzed. Work email. He glanced at it, then put the phone away without responding. Maya noticed. "You didn't answer. It can wait." "Ethan, you don't have to ignore your work completely. Just balance it." "I know, but right now this is more important. You're more important." She kissed his shoulder. "You've really changed." "I'm trying. Every day." The following week, Ethan met Maya's family. He was terrified. "They're going to hate me," he said in the car. His hands gripped the steering wheel too tight. "They won't hate you. I hurt you. They know that. They probably want to murder me." Maya laughed. "My mom might. A little, but she'll get over it." "That's not reassuring." They pulled up to a small house in the suburbs. Nice neighborhood. Kids playing basketball in the street, dogs barking. So different from Ethan's world. Maya's mom answered the door. She was shorter than Maya, rounder, with kind eyes that turned sharp when she saw Ethan. "Mama, this is Ethan. I know who he is." Her voice was cool, measured. "Come in." The house smelled like cooking, soul food, rich and warm. Ethan's stomach rumbled despite his nerves. Maya's dad sat in the living room, big man, quiet. He looked Ethan up and down, didn't smile. "Sir, it's an honor to meet you." "Mm-hmm." Maya's younger brother, Marcus, was friendlier, 25 and studying law. He shook Ethan's hand with a grin. "The famous Millionaire. Maya told us you've been organizing tools." "Marcus," Maya warned. "What? It's true. Mom, did you hear about the tools?" "I heard." Maya's mom brought out sweet tea, set it down harder than necessary. "I heard a lot of things." Dinner was awkward at first. Long silences, pointed questions. "So, Ethan," Maya's dad said, "what makes you think you deserve a second chance?" "Dad," Maya started. "No, it's okay." Ethan set down his fork, met the older man's eyes. "I don't deserve it, sir. I messed up badly. I chose my business over your daughter. I hurt her, broke her heart, nearly ruined her career." The table was silent. "But Maya gave me another chance anyway. Not because I earned it, but because she has the biggest heart of anyone I've ever known." His voice cracked slightly. "I promise you, sir, I will spend the rest of my life proving I'm worthy of that heart." Maya's dad studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "Good answer." "Robert," Maya's mom said, "don't encourage him yet." "Oh, let the boy breathe, woman. He's trying." "Trying isn't enough." "Mama." Maya reached for her mother's hand, but her mum pulled away, stood up. "Can I speak to you? Alone?" Maya glanced at Ethan. He nodded. She followed her mother into the kitchen. Ethan sat with the men. Uncomfortable silence. "So," Marcus said, "you really swept floors for her?" "Yeah, that's actually pretty romantic." "Marcus," Mr. Brooks warned. "What?" "It is. Better than flowers." In the kitchen, Maya faced her mother. The older woman's eyes were wet. "Baby, I just want you to be happy." "I am happy, Mama." "Are you? Or are you settling for someone who hurt you because you think you can't do better?" "I'm not settling. Ethan is different now." "People don't change, Maya, not really. They just hide their true selves better." Maya took her mother's hands. "Mama, I thought the same thing. For 5 years, I thought he'd never change, never choose me. But he did. He came back and he stayed. Even when it was hard, even when it cost him everything. What if he leaves again? Then I'll survive like I did before." "But Mama, what if he doesn't? What if this is real? What if we get our happy ending?" Tears rolled down Maya's cheeks. "Don't I deserve that chance?" Her mother pulled her close, held her tight. "You deserve everything, baby. Everything good in this world. I just don't want to see you hurt again. I know." But I love him, I really do. Then I'll try. For you, I'll try to accept him. They returned to the table. Maya's mom sat down, looked at Ethan. You break her heart again, I'll break you. Understand? Yes, ma'am. Good. Now eat. Food's getting cold. The rest of dinner went better, easier. By dessert, Maya's mum was almost smiling. Her dad told stories. Marcus made jokes. Ethan felt something he hadn't felt in years. Belonging, family, home. 2 weeks later, Harper visited Ethan's new apartment. She walked in, looked around, and burst out laughing. This is where you live now? What's wrong with it? Nothing. It's just so normal. I never thought I'd see the day. She flopped on his modest couch. You've really changed. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. The old Ethan would never live in a regular apartment, date someone who challenges him, actually show up for things. Ethan sat across from her. You think it'll last? The change or the relationship? Both. Harper considered this. The relationship, definitely. You two are solid. Anyone can see it. She paused. The change? That's up to you. Every single day. I'm scared I'll slip back, get too focused on work, miss important things. Then don't. It's not that simple. It is, though. You make a choice, every day. Her or work, presence or absence, love or pride. Harper leaned forward. The fact that you're scared means you care. That's good. When did you get so wise? I've always been wise, you just never listened. He threw a pillow at her. She threw it back. Seriously, though, Harper said, I'm proud of you. You've done the work, faced your fears, shown up. That's huge. Thanks, Harper, for everything, for sticking with me even when I was a mess. Always. She stood. Now, I have a meeting with your managing director. Someone has to keep the company running while you're busy being in love. After she left, Ethan sat in the quiet apartment, thought about Harper's words, the daily choice, the constant effort. He pulled out his phone, texted Maya, Dinner tonight? My place. I'll cook. Her response came quickly. You cook now. This I have to see. He smiled, started planning the menu. Dinner was a disaster. The chicken burned. The rice was mushy. The vegetables were somehow both undercooked and overcooked. Maya sat at the table, trying not to laugh. It's bad, isn't it? Ethan said. It's creative. That's code for terrible. She finally laughed. Okay, yes, it's terrible, but you tried. That's what matters. I wanted to do something nice for you. You did. This is nice, burnt chicken and all. They ordered pizza instead, sat on the floor eating straight from the box. Remember when we used to do this, Maya said, before you got all successful and insisted on real plates. I was pretentious. A little. More than a little. She smiled. But you're better now. More real. I had a good teacher. They finished eating. Ethan cleaned up while Maya scrolled through her phone. Then he sat beside her on the couch. Close but not crowding. Can I ask you something? He said. Always. What made you give me another chance? Really? After everything I did? Maya set down her phone, turned to face him. Honestly, I saw you sweep that training yard, and I thought, this man is either truly changed or truly desperate. Which one was it? Both. You were desperate to prove yourself, but you'd also changed. I could see it. The humility, the service, the willingness to do anything. She touched his face. But mostly I saw you choose me, over your pride, over your reputation, over everything. That's what made me believe. I'll keep choosing you, every day, for the rest of my life. I know. That's why I love you. They kissed. Soft and slow, no urgency, just connection. When they pulled apart, Maya rested her head on his shoulder. Ethan wrapped his arms around her. I'm teaching a self-defense class next week, she said, for women. Community thing. That's great. I was thinking, maybe you could help. Not teaching, just being there, helping demonstrate. You want me to get beat up by a bunch of women learning self-defense? Basically, yes. He laughed. I'm in. Really? Really? I want to be part of your life. All of it. Not just the easy parts. She kissed his cheek. You're pretty wonderful, you know that? I'm trying. You're succeeding. The self-defense class was harder than Ethan expected. Maya was a tough instructor. The women were motivated learners. He got flipped, kicked, thrown. His body ached, but he loved it. Watching Maya teach, seeing her confidence, her skill, the way the women looked up to her, this was her element, her purpose. After class, one woman approached them, middle-aged, nervous energy. Thank you, she said to Maya. My ex has been difficult. This makes me feel safer. Maya squeezed her hand. You're stronger than you know. Keep practicing. The woman left. Ethan saw tears in Maya's eyes. "You okay?" he asked. I love this. Helping people. Making a difference. It matters. You matter. Everything you do matters." She smiled through her tears. "How did I get so lucky? I'm the lucky one." They drove home in comfortable silence. At a red light, Maya reached over and took his hand. "Move in with me," she said suddenly. Ethan's heart stuttered. "What?" "Move in. To my apartment. Or we get a new place together. I don't care. I want to wake up next to you every day. I want this to be official, real." "Maya, are you sure? It's only been a few months." "I wasted 5 years without you. I'm not wasting any more time." The light turned green. Ethan drove. His mind raced. "What about your space, your independence?" "I'll still have it. We'll have it together, healthy boundaries, individual lives, but shared home." He pulled over, turned to face her. "Yes, yes, yes. 1,000 times, yes. I want to wake up next to you too. I want to build a life with you, a real one." She kissed him, right there on the side of the road, cars honking as they passed. Neither cared. Finding a place took time. They looked at apartments, townhouses, small homes. Nothing felt quite right. Then they found it. A 2-bedroom apartment with a balcony. Not too big, not too small. Perfect. "What do you think?" Maya asked, standing in the empty living room. "It's perfect. It needs work, paint, new floors maybe. We can do that, together." They signed the lease that day. Moving in was chaos, combining 2 lives, 2 sets of furniture, 2 different styles. "You have too many books," Maya said, staring at boxes. "You have too many shoes." "Shoes are practical. You have 40 pairs, and I wear them all." Logan and Harper helped move furniture. Chief Daniels stopped by with a housewarming gift. Maya's family brought food. By evening, the apartment was a mess. Boxes everywhere, furniture in wrong places, nothing organized. Ethan and Maya stood in the middle of it all, exhausted, sweaty, happy. "This is insane," Maya said. "Complete chaos." "I love it." "Me too." They ordered takeout. Tate, sitting on the floor surrounded by boxes, made plans for where everything would go. "The bedroom should be blue," Maya said. "I was thinking gray. Gray is boring. Blue is too bright. We'll compromise. Blue-gray." Ethan laughed. "This is what our life will be now. Compromising on paint colors. And I wouldn't have it any other way." That night they slept on a mattress on the floor. No bed frame yet. No sheets unpacked. Just a mattress and each other. Maya curled against Ethan's chest. He held her close, both exhausted but content. "Thank you," she whispered. "For what?" "For coming back. For changing. For loving me enough to try. Thank you for giving me the chance. For believing I could be better. You are better. We're better. Together." She fell asleep first. Ethan lay awake, listening to her breathe, feeling her heartbeat against his ribs. This was what mattered. Not money, not success, not any of the things he'd chased for so long. Just this. Love, presence, partnership. He'd finally found his way home. 6 months into living together, they hit their first real fight. Ethan got pulled into a business crisis. Emergency meetings, conference calls, 14-hour days for a week straight. He missed dinner, missed a movie they'd planned, missed being present. Maya tried to be understanding, but on day 8, she snapped. "This is exactly what you said wouldn't happen," she said. Her voice was sharp, hurt. "I know, I'm sorry, this is temporary, just until we resolve." "It's always temporary. Until the next crisis, the next emergency. When does it end, Ethan?" "That's not fair. This is different." "Is it?" "Because from where I'm standing, it looks exactly the same." He was tired, stressed. He snapped back. "I'm trying to balance everything. It's not easy." "I never said it was easy. But you promised you'd be present. You promised things would be different." "They are different. 1 bad week doesn't erase 6 good months. 1 bad week turns into 2, then 3, then we're right back where we started." They stood in the kitchen, both angry, both scared. Ethan took a breath, forced himself to calm down. "You're right." "What?" "You're right. I let work take over. I told myself it was justified, that this crisis was important. But the truth is, you're more important. Us is more important." Maya's anger deflated. "I'm not trying to control you. I'm scared. Scared of losing you again. Scared of being second place. You're not second place. You never will be again. I'm sorry I made you feel that way." He pulled out his phone, called his managing director, put it on speaker. "Brian, I need you to handle the crisis without me, completely. Make the decisions. I trust you. But Ethan, no. This is why I hired you, to handle these situations. I'm taking the rest of the week off. Actually off. No calls, no emails. I trust you. He hung up, looked at Maya. What did you just do? She asked. I chose you and I'll keep choosing you even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Tears filled her eyes. You just walked away from a major crisis. It's not a crisis. It's just business. And business isn't everything. She walked into his arms, held him tight. Thank you. I mean it, Maya. I've learned. You come first, always. They spent the rest of the week together, really together. No phones, no distractions. Just them. They painted the bedroom, built furniture, watched movies, talked about everything and nothing. The fight became a turning point, proof that they could navigate conflict, that Ethan really had changed, that their relationship could survive stress. 1 year after Ethan first walked back into Maya's life, he took her to the place where it all began, the Georgia Police Academy. Why are we here? Maya asked as they walked through the gates. You'll see. The training field was empty. Late evening. Golden hour light painting everything soft. Ethan led her to the center of the field, where he'd first watched her with Logan, where his jealousy had sparked, where everything started. This is where I realized I'd lost you, he said. Standing here, watching you laugh with someone else, realizing I had no right to be jealous, no claim on you anymore. Ethan, let me finish. He took her hands. I've spent this year trying to prove I'm different, better, worth your love. And I hope I have. But more than that, I've learned something. What? That love isn't about grand gestures. It's not about money or gifts or sweeping someone off their feet. It's about showing up every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Maya's eyes filled with tears. She knew what was coming. Ethan got down on one knee. Maya Brooks, you are the strongest, most incredible person I've ever known. You challenged me, changed me, made me want to be better. And you gave me a second chance I absolutely didn't deserve. He pulled out a ring. Simple, elegant, not the biggest diamond, not the flashiest design, just perfect. I promise to choose you every single day for the rest of my life. To be present, to be honest, to be the partner you deserve. Will you marry me? Maya was crying fully now. Happy tears, overwhelming tears. Yes, she whispered. Then louder, yes. Ethan slipped the ring on her finger, stood up, pulled her into his arms. They kissed as the sun set behind them, painting the sky pink and gold. From the buildings, people started appearing. Chief Daniels, Logan, Harper, Maya's family, all of them grinning. You planned this? Maya laughed through her tears. I wanted everyone who matters to be here, to witness this, to celebrate with us. Her mother rushed over, hugged them both. I'm so happy for you, baby. Thanks, Mama. Her dad shook Ethan's hand, firm grip, respect in his eyes. Welcome to the family, son. Logan pulled them both into a bear hug. I knew it. I knew you two would make it. Harper dabbed her eyes with a tissue. I'm not crying. You're crying. You're definitely crying, Ethan said. Shut up. Chief Daniels approached last, smiled wide. Took you long enough. Had to make sure I deserved her, Ethan said. Do you? No, but I'll spend my life trying. Good answer. They celebrated at a nearby restaurant, family and friends, stories and laughter. Maya kept looking at her ring, then at Ethan, then back at the ring. I can't believe this is real, she said. Believe it. This is our life now, together, for real, forever, forever. 6 months later, they married in a small ceremony. Nothing fancy, just the people who mattered, the people who'd supported them, who'd believed in their second chance. Maya wore a simple white dress, beautiful, elegant, perfect. Ethan wore a grey suit, kept his vows in his pocket. But when the moment came, he didn't need them. Maya, you saved me, not from failure or poverty or anything dramatic. You saved me from myself, from a life of empty success and hollow achievements. You taught me what really matters, what real strength looks like, what love actually means. He had to pause, compose himself. I promise to show up for you, every single day, in big ways and small ways. I promise to choose you over my pride, over my work, over everything. I promise to be the man you believed I could become. I love you completely forever. Maya's vows were simpler, but just as powerful. Ethan, you hurt me, broke my heart, made me question everything. But you also came back. You changed. You proved that people can grow, that love can survive storms. She squeezed his hands. I choose to forgive. I choose to trust. I choose you. Today and every day after. I love you. They kissed. Husband and wife. Second chances and new beginnings. The reception was joyful. Dancing and laughter. Stories about their journey. Toasts to their future. Logan gave a speech that made everyone cry. Harper gave a speech that made everyone laugh. Chief Daniels gave a speech that did both. Maya's mother pulled Ethan aside at one point. I was wrong about you, she said. You did change. You proved me wrong, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you for giving me the chance to prove it. Don't make me regret it. I won't. I promise. She hugged him. Really hugged him. Acceptance and love. As the night ended, Ethan and Maya stood on the balcony, looking out at the city, at their life, at their future. We did it, Maya said. We actually made it. Yeah, we did. It wasn't easy. No, but it was worth it. She leaned into him. He wrapped his arms around her. They stood in comfortable silence, two people who'd lost each other and found their way back. I love you, she said. I love you too. Forever? Forever. The city lights twinkled below, a new chapter beginning. Not perfect, not without challenges, but real, true, built on a foundation of hard work and humility and love that had survived everything thrown at it. Some storms destroy, some storms test, but the strongest storms, they transform, they make you stronger, they show you what really matters. Ethan had walked into that police academy a year ago, frozen by fear and regret. He'd left it transformed, humbled, better, not because of money or success or any external thing, but because Maya had given him a chance to prove love was stronger than pride, that showing up mattered more than grand gestures, that real strength came from vulnerability, not power. And as they stood on that balcony, husband and wife, the future stretching out before them, they both knew one thing for certain. They were exactly where they were supposed to be. Together, finally. Home. End.